about children at an early age are not allowed to use cell phones. The level of use of gadgets or mobile phones is currently increasing. Not only for adults, young children are also quite active mobile phones users, although the reason for its use is different from that of adults. Excessive use of cell phones can cause various health problems. On this occasion, we will discuss the topic of this problem with my invited guests, namely Head of Department of Education, Nazoya Romina, Minister of Health, Nashwa Labana, Mrs. Indira Alia Bakis, Lecturer of Jambi University, Aristi Adelia SPD MPD, Dr. Mailati SPKJ, and the last one, Nuraini SPD. Okay, first let's talk with Minister of Health, Mrs. Nashwa Labana. Hello, Mrs. Nashwa Labana. How are you?
Hello, I'm good, thank you.
Well, in this day and age, most young children already use cell phones or even own them personally. Of course, this will have an impact on the child's life. What do you think if children at an early age are not allowed to use mobile phones?
Okay, I agree with the opinion that children have an early age don't need to have a smartphone. Why? Because smartphone can make a children addicted and have a bad impact on eye health. For example, eye radiation can occur and even this small child can be lazy to sleep because he doesn't want to superintend on his smartphone.
Good. Thanks to Mrs. Nashwa for giving response on this. Now let's hear the response from Mrs. Melati as a security in this matter.
Okay, thank you. In my opinion, every parent will definitely give some prohibitions or appeal to their children if they want to buy or give a cell phone to their children, such as give a time limit of using cell phone or not playing too close to the screen phone. If they obey or follow what their parents said, their eye health will not decrease or deteriorate. So, in my opinion, it's fine that giving a cell phone to the children.
Thank you. So, it can be concluded that the response of Mrs. Nashwa and Mrs. Melati are different according to their point of view. Now, we will ask Mrs. Indira as a career woman as well as a housewife to provide response and opinions regarding the issues discussed now. How do you think, Mrs. Indira?
The use of handphone in young children has an effect for their health. For parents, children's health is very important, so that most of them will provide education about when they are allowed to use handphone. Then, children's eye health can be more conditioned, but there are also children who do not comply with this regulation, causing adverse health problems, so that this incident needs to be taken firmly by the parents.
Alright, thanks for Mrs. Nashwa, Melati and Indira who have responded to the problems we discussed in terms of health. Next, we will discuss it in terms of education, but after this one. Welcome back to our talk show. Now let's continue the discussion in terms of education. Mrs. Nazoya, what do you think that children at an early age are not allowed to use cell phones?
In addition of health, the use of mobile phones in young children also has an effect in the field of education. It can be seen from how they do not focus when studying and do not pay attention to the teacher, dependence on answer on the internet, causing addiction to forget time. I agree that small children are not allowed to use handphone. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the response, Mrs. Nazoya, as Head of Department of Education. What about Mrs. Nuraini? What's your opinion about this case?
There is a positive impact for children because it can be used as tool of entertainment. What if they are alone also make it easier for children to communicate. Nowadays, many read cell phone to read because they know do I log online to school. Children can also trade guessing popular and popular thing respective. Knowledge and technological phones can also help in learning material in the form ebooks or PDFs and is why.
Alright, thank you to Mrs. Nur Aini and an elementary school teacher for this. To mediate these differing opinions, let us ask Mrs. Indira as a current moment. So, how is your opinion about this situation, Mrs. Indira?
The use of handphone has indeed been booming since COVID-19. Students from elementary school to college students has definitely need handphone for their online learning process. The use of handphone has indeed been booming since COVID-19. Students from elementary school to college students definitely need handphone from online learning process. With handphone, of course, it's easier to communicate with teacher and friends. However, using handphone is not always beneficial. From this incident, not a few children who use handphone are adversely affected due to excessive use, such as radiation, loss of focus, and so on.
Okay, thanks to three other guests here for their response and opinions on this. In the next segment, we will still discuss the same topic, but from an economic point of view. We'll be back soon. Thanks you are still with us. Now let's discuss this topic from an economic point of view with Mrs. Najwa. Mrs. Najwa, how is your opinion about this?
I agree with not allowing elementary school to pay attention. I agree with not allowing elementary school to have a smartphone. I agree to not allowing elementary school to have a smartphone because in terms of economy, not all small parents can meet the demands of giving smartphone to each of their children. And I think there are more also important needs to pay attention to.
Well, can be directly responded by Mrs. Nuraini.
Cut. It's positive impact on the economy can make it easier for teachers to open their own jobs to produce mobile products. It can facilitate their interests and talents, fulfill children's daily needs. It can also be used for children, business, and to solve online because there are many children nowadays who do online shopping via cell phone and can make it easier for children in their respective life and also facilitate their forms of information about the economy.
Alright, thank you for your opinions, Mrs. Najwa and Nuraini. Now, what conclusions can we draw from this debate? Mrs. Andisti can give her opinion.
Smartphone among children today are indeed a need item for teenagers to develop talents, learn, get information more easily, can solve more easily, and can even become jobs such as online business. But unfortunately, many small children such as elementary school, children become obsessed with having a cell phone, making it difficult for their parents, especially for the less fortunate. Thank you.
Good, thank you for your response, Mrs. Adisti. We will back after this one. Okay, viewers, earlier we have listened to various opinions from our invited guests. Today, regarding children at an early age are not being allowed to use mobile phones, from health, education, and economic aspects. In this final segment, we will still discuss the same topic, but in terms of child psychology. This is also the final meeting in today's talk show. Let's start right away. Mrs. Nasoya, what is your response to this from a psychological point of view?
I agree that the use of handphones for small children is prohibited because the use of handphone causes a lot of bad effect for users and their surroundings, like their social environment, how they communicate with the environment around them. Students will experience social dysfunction, the intensity of direct interaction with other people will decrease. They are less sensitive to the surrounding environment and the quality of direct interaction is very low. It makes have to be wise in addressing to use of handphone for their children. Thank you.
Good, thank you for your opinions, Mrs. Nazoya. Now, how about yours, Mrs. Melody? How is your response based on Mrs. Nazoya's opinions?
I don't agree that children are not allowed to use cell phones. As Mrs. Nazaya said, they will find it difficult to communicate with other people. No, but nowadays, many activities are carried out using cell phones. Even we can socialize with other people through cell phones, such as getting to know people who are aboard. Cell phones also provide fun for children as they can watch their favorite shows through the cell phone. So, in my opinion, cell phones is fine for children. Thank you.
Alright, so it can be concluded that the response of Mrs. Nazoya and Mrs. Melati are different according to their point of view. Now we will ask Mrs. Adisti as one of the lecturers from Jambi University to provide responses and opinions regarding the issues discussed now. How do you think, Mrs. Adisti?
It's okay if children socialize through cell phone, and it also make it easier for parents to take care of their children. Besides that, children can also learn from cell phones such as YouTube. But again to the fact that they live in the real world. As the program said, they become less sensitive to the environment. Socializing via cell phone is of course okay and can even have a long time. But interesting directly will train themselves and mentally better. Thank you.
Okay, we can conclude that children at an early age can use the mobile phones, but of course with time constraints and supervision from adults, which if small children use cell phones excessively will have a bad impact on their lives. I also thank the invited guests who were able to attend today. Now it's time for us to say goodbye. Thank you for watching this talk show. Of course, we'll be back with more interesting topics too. I, Nalis Rita, say goodbye. Thank you. Good afternoon.